We are joined by the general manager of the Dallas Mavericks. He was named GM in June. He spent the previous 19 years with Nike. He was a three-time first-team all-conference player at Montana State. He was an academic All-American. He's a member of the Montana State Hall of Fame. Dallas is 9-4 on the year. They're first in the Southwest Division, and they are at Phoenix tonight, 10 p.m. Eastern Time. Nico Harrison is my guest. Nico, it's so good to have you on. How are you?
Jim, I'm doing great. Thanks for the introduction. You made me sound pretty good.
My man, you are pretty good. It's great to have you on the show. I've been looking forward to it for a while. In fact, before we get into the regular season and your journey, Nico, how you doing? Like, how was the first month of the regular season, and how has that treated you thus far?
You know what? I'm doing good. I'm getting into a groove. The first month, I'm still learning, but the first month, I'm just observing and learning and just trying to soak everything up, trying to represent the Mavs and then just be present for the team on the court, and then the team who works with our players.
All right, so everything is new, right? It's new for you. You've got Jason Kidd, who's new as a head coach. The team's gotten off to a really good start. I know that you and Jason Kidd go back a ways, but how do you explain the ability for everybody to get on the same page as quickly as you all seem to have done?
I think we just came in from day one, but even before the season started, with how we were going to treat people and the culture that we wanted to represent, and just being present. All of our coaches are always present. They come back, they shoot with the players at night. They're there early, they leave late, and it's everybody does it.
Nico Harrison's joining us. Nico, you mentioned culture. It's such a buzz term. It comes up over and over and over again. I think you hear it so often that listeners tend to kind of tune it out, but there's no getting around it, man. It is really, really important, and no matter what you do. So how would you describe the culture that you're looking to create and develop as GM there?
Yeah, one of the things I say, culture is a buzzword now, but when you see it, you feel it. And we can say we talk about accountability, we talk about being present, we talk about leadership, having fun doing what we do, but working hard. But you can say all those buzzwords, but at the end of the day, when the culture is good, you can see it on the players' faces, you can see it on the coaches' faces. You can feel it. If you come and watch us play or practice, you can feel that guys are having fun, guys are enjoying themselves, guys are cheering for each other, and not just the players, but the people that support the players, which is equally as important.
Nico Harrison is joining us, and you've been on both sides, so you understand how that works. You might not want to make it about you, but I think your journey is really, really interesting. Like, from the outside, it would seem like you had a really good thing going with Nike, and then a number of NBA teams had approached you in the past. So what was the process like this time when this particular opportunity presented itself? How did you go about evaluating it, and what made it feel like this was the time to take a shot at this?
Yeah, I think the biggest thing that happened was it was the right city, it was the right team, the right owner, the right timing for my family, because it was definitely a family decision, and it just all came. Everything the stars aligned.
We're talking to Nico Harrison. So I wonder about this, too. Like, when I've talked to coaches and GMs in the past who have gone on and done other things, like maybe they were broadcasting or they had other jobs, they almost inevitably, Nico, talk about missing the pressure, missing the high stakes of winning and losing, the highs and lows. After competing in college the way you did and competing in the pros the way you did, and then you had your time with Nike, do you feel like you've had that transition back and that the scoreboard is an important thing where you do win and lose almost every single day? Did you miss that, and did you need that?
If I missed it, I didn't think I did, but I feel it now.
Right, I bet.
The pressure of wins and losses, I definitely feel it, and it's a great challenge, to just be equally balanced and not get too high when we win and not get too low when we lose. And that's kind of who I am as a person. And I just feel like my job is to kind of steady the ship, and we're never as bad as we think we are, and we're never as good as we think we are.
We're talking to Nico Harrison. It does help when you've got a guy like Luka. You were pretty familiar with him from your time with Nike. I mean, I'll be honest, I'm really fascinated by the guy. I'm really fascinated by his game and the level that he has reached at such a young age. In your opinion, what makes him such an outlier and so unique?
One is his experience is unquestionable in terms of playing in Europe, the way he was trained. Like, I always knew he was good, and make no mistake, like, he's a big reason why I came here. And I knew he was good, top 5, whatever you want to say, but he's special. Like, when you watch him play, the way he can manipulate the game, he's one of those ones. Like, he he's one of those ones that we're going to talk about for a long time.
All right, so he's going to miss tonight's game with an injury. What's your overall sense to the injury, and is there a timeline or a time frame for him to come back?
No, it's no timeline. For us, it's a long journey. It's when he gets comfortable, then he'll come back. He's a warrior. He wants to play. He wants to be out there with his teammates fighting. But we don't want him to, play injured when we got such a, we're playing every other day. Get healed, take the time you need, and then he'll jump back in it.
Smart. Nico Harrison's joining us. I mentioned off the top that you had a great college career at Montana State after transferring from West Point. Is it true that when you were in college, the goal was actually med school? And if so, what were your plans with that?
Yeah, actually, my degree's in biological and medical sciences.
Wow.
I took the MCATs, applied to medical school, and I was planning on going until I got a contract to play overseas. And really what I wanted to do was, originally I wanted to be an orthopedic surgeon, but I did an internship in the summertime and realized that I'm not really good with drills and all that type of stuff. So then I just figured I'd be an internist, work on relationships with kids.
Talking to Nico Harrison. All right, so you mentioned playing overseas. I'm curious, what was that experience like for you? For those who do not know, where did you play and what was that like?
Played in Belgium, France, Lebanon, played 2 years in Japan. The experience was great. I mean, one, because it kind of validates your basketball. It's just about basketball. No one cares if you were good in school. It's just purely about basketball, and it kind of validates all the years that you put into being as good as you could be. And then now when you don't have school, you just focus on basketball. So it was good, but I'll tell you what, it was education. You really think you always think of, the United States and what we don't do right. Then you go and you visit other countries, and it makes you really appreciate home. Wherever home is, it makes you appreciate it.
Nico, I went to UC Santa Barbara. We had a kid who played there when I was there a couple of years before I got there, named Eric MacArthur, and he was a real active big man. He went to Japan. He loved it. He played really well there. What was it like for you to play in Japan?
It was amazing. One, you had to learn the language, because even if people on your team could speak English, the accent that they had was kind of in a Japanese accent. So if you just spoke like an American, they wouldn't understand you. You kind of had to speak with a Japanese accent. And then our practices were in Japanese, so you got to learn the language. It was great. We went public transportation because of traffic, so I was always on the train. I still know the trains like the back of my hand.
What an amazing experience that must have been. And then you started as a field rep for Nike, and you worked the Southwest region, I should say. Guys you worked with were guys like Michael Finley, Tim Duncan, Jermaine O'Neal. I mean, major guys, major names. What was that experience like? What was your biggest takeaway from that?
Honestly, it was great. I was pre-med, so I didn't even know that was a job. I'm from Portland, but I never really saw Nike as an opportunity because I thought I was going to be a doctor. And, being able to stay attached to the game that I love, and it's kind of given me all my skills, it's amazing. Like, who knew that could actually happen? And then to continue that and build my career around that has been it's been a blessing.
I want to ask you a couple of other really quick things. Nico Harrison, my guest, when you talk about that, like you didn't even know that an opportunity like that existed. A big part of your journey has been the influence of your father, Steve. Legend has it, he missed only 1 day of work in 30 years at the Kaiser aluminum plant in Spokane, Washington. He passed away in 2016. How would you describe the impact he had and continues to have on you? And then maybe if you get to it, Nico, a second part, what did he make of your whole basketball career and life?
So, man, it's so much wrapped in one. One, my dad is everything. Like, I am who I am because of him. I mean, he didn't have money, but he instilled a work ethic in us, him and my brother. Watching him go to work every day in an aluminum factory, like, his thing always was, hey, you guys need to go to school so you don't have to end up like me. And he didn't say that in a negative way. He was proud of the way he went to work every day. But he knew that that's not the way he wanted for us. He wanted better for us. And so that's why we need to go to college. So he instilled the work ethic in us at such a young age that you had no choice but to admire the way he went to work every day and was tired and, couldn't go out and throw the football around afterwards or couldn't throw the baseball around. He wasn't a basketball guy at all. So he was always tired every day. His clothes were dirty every day, and they were dirty after you had to wash them. And so you just admire anybody that puts that work in just for their kids.
That's amazing. I think that's all amazing, especially the part that he was not a basketball guy. Nico, finally, you also worked with Kobe Bryant. I'm really curious, what was the experience like for you to work with the Mamba?
The Mamba, it's one of we had a special relationship, and I don't talk much about it, and partially because I see a lot of people kind of not monetizing, but they get on talk shows and talk about their relationship with Kobe, and it almost kind of cheapens it. I feel it's like the memories that I have in the years that we've had, the battles that we've had, the good times that we've had, the travels all over the world. Like, it's just one of those things that's like a special place in my heart, and people that know, and I just don't talk a whole lot about it, but Kobe taught me a lot. One of our sayings was iron sharpens iron, and the one thing I'll say about him is that he appreciated excellency in every different discipline, and he sought out people that were experts in their discipline, and he appreciated them, and he respected them, and he learned from them and took that into what he was doing, whether it was basketball or life after basketball.
I appreciate that, Nico. Like, I'm in Orange County, so I would see Kobe a little bit, and certainly I was not close to him like you were close to him, but the way you say that like, I don't want to cheapen our relationship, and I don't want to somehow take advantage of it. There's another guy like that. Ryan Bartlett from UC Irvine?
I know him very well. Him and Kobe have an amazing relationship. Same
thing, right? Ryan, I think Ryan, I've only spoken, and I also know them. I met Ryan through Kobe, and Ryan's the same way. And Ryan also will not talk about Kobe unless it's the right place or the right time, the right platform, whatever. I think he's speaking the exact same language you are when it comes to Kobe.
Yeah, I think it's one of those things. People that know, and it's just something that, it's something that's sacred.
I get that. I respect that. I understand that. He is a Dallas Mavericks GM, the GM. Nico, this is why I look forward to coming together with you. What a great, great conversation. I have great respect for you. I have a great appreciation for you. And that was really fun. Hopefully we can do that again soon.
Rome, I'm down anytime.
My man. Really nice to talk to you, Nico. Nico Harrison. This is part of what makes Mark Cuban, to find somebody like that and know that that's a really unique individual that has something to bring to it. Again, he worked 19 years with Nike and had other opportunities, but then when looked at this and said, you know what, this is the one for any number of reasons. That's a fascinating conversation. Really happy about that.